There's a lot of moving pieces. So let's talk about what the is happening. What is up, Finn fans? So if you can tell by the title of this video, I'm going to be talking about the moving pieces, especially coaches. What's going on? What's happening? Who's going where? Why is it happening? I'm going to give you guys my best assessment as to why it's happening and all that stuff. But before I jump into that stuff, there's a few things that I want to shout out and or bring to you guys' attention. First, I did a great collab with the entertainer. If you guys know who he is, the Dolphins versus Giants game, I brought him in to do a preview video with him. Really, really cool, down to earth, funny, great Giants YouTuber. I actually went over on his channel 2 days ago. It was Tuesday when I did it. And essentially he was asking me about Patrick Graham and he was asking me about Jerry Shkoblinski. I think that's how you say his name. So it's a weird name. But I went over on his channel. So if you guys want to check that video out, be sure to go over to his channel, check it out. If you like what you see, hit that subscribe button. So that's over there. That's first. Second, bam, Roadrunner got his merch. If you guys want to copy yourself some merch, it's linked below. He got his merch all the way over in Scotland. He also gave us this fantastic calendar. And I do have, so this video is coming out on a Thursday. So I do have a trivia for you guys. So it's going to be good for that. I'll get to the trivia right after I give a quick shout out to Sean C. Boom. $20 Patreon. Sean, thank you so much for being a Patreon, especially $20 Patreon. You and Vic are the MVPs right now of the Patreon, $20 Patreons. I'm going to try to get you guys in on a video. That's one of the perks you get for being a $20 Patreon. So let's get to this trivia question, and then I'll answer the trivia question before comment of the day. So for today, Thursday, this is the day that the video is coming out. Trivia question is, what three Dolphins entering the 2018 season have been named the Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year? Which three Dolphins have been named the Walter Payton Man of the Year? I will give you guys the answer right before comment of the day. So let's jump into the fat of this matter. I'm going to be talking about Miami Dolphin coaches that have left, and I'm going to be talking about Miami Dolphin coaches that have come in. Now, the Dolphin coaches that have come in are not necessarily guaranteed. What we're hearing is sources said so-and-so is this coach, and sources say so-and-so is this coach. Nothing has been finalized. No one has signed any contracts of this, that, or the other thing. So essentially, these are the people that have left. Chad OShea was fired. I've made a video on that, talked about that. Patrick Graham is now with the New York Giants. Now, there was the whole thing that coaches can't do like a parallel jump. You can't go from a DC to a DC. And a lot of people are asking, well, why is he doing this? Why is he just going to be a DC at defensive coordinator, if you don't know what DC stands for, a DC on the Giants when he was a DC here? What's going on? I found out from the entertainer and some other Giant fans that he's not only the defensive coordinator with the Giants, he's also their assistant head coach. So he's not just going from a DC to Dolphins to Giants. He's going from a DC from the Dolphins to a little bit better of a position with the Giants, and that is why he took the job over there. They offered him the assistant head coaching job as well. And you got Dave DouglieDoWrong. Call him Googly Eyes. He got fired. Offensive line coach Tony Oden, the safeties coach, he got fired as well. And like I said, Jerry Shkoblinski. I don't know. That's a name that's just. He's now the Giants quarterback coach. He was the Miami Dolphins assistant quarterback coach, and he was going to be promoted to quarterback coach because the Dolphins liked what he could do, but he decided to go and follow essentially Patrick Graham. I wouldn't be surprised if Chad OShea ends up being the offensive coordinator for the Giants. There's a huge connection between the Giants head coach, which used to be the Patriots secondary coach, and the Dolphins head coach, Flores. Good friends, these guys, and they have that Patriot connection. So those are guys that have left. Like I said, a lot of people want to say, like, why are all these guys leaving? Is Brian Flores hard to work for, this, and that? I honestly don't think that's the case. I don't think. Now, this isn't me being a homer. This isn't me essentially kissing Brian Flores' butt because, like I said, I didn't like the Bobby McCain move. There's some moves that he made that I didn't like. But some of these moves makes sense to me. Like I said, the Chad O'Shea firing was about it wasn't working. There was a lot of infighting, and also his offense was too confusing for some of the players. Patrick Graham, he got a little bit of a better position with the Giants as an assistant head coach, whereas Jim Caldwell was the assistant head coach for us here. Again, I'll get to that in a second. Dave DouglieDoWrong, Tony Oden, they were just fired. Offensive line was hot garbage. Safeties were actually pretty good. Pretty good. And then Jerry Shkoblinski, if that's how you say his name. I'm saying it wrong. I understand that I'm saying it wrong. He got a better position because he was our assistant quarterback coach, and now he's the quarterback coach. So now you guys want to know what the flip-flap, who's coming in, who's taking places. So the rumors are, and the sources say, again, no pen to paper. I don't know if this is a guaranteed thing. It's the same thing like when Josh McDaniels was going to Indianapolis, ended up not happening. Things could change. People could pop up that maybe want to move on, and Dolphins can grab some people. Chan Gailey, supposedly he's coming in as our offensive coordinator. Again, he has a good connection with Ryan Fitzpatrick. He also has a connection with the Miami Dolphins. I think the 2 years he was our offensive coordinator, we went 11-5, had a great running percentage. So there's that. Josh Moyer, who was our secondaries coach and our pass game guy, he essentially, defensive guy, is now our defensive coordinator. And then they brought in, again, these are all sources say, bring in Robbie Brown to be the quarterback's coach to take over the spot that Jerry Shkoblinski, I'm just going to keep calling him that. If it's his wrong name, it's his wrong name. Was going to take. He was with West Virginia as assistant head coach. He was also with the New York Jets in 2015 as their offensive quality control coach and defensive assistant coach. So again, there's the Chan Gailey connection there. They also bring in Steve Marshall to be the O-line coach. Steve Marshall was with the Jets from 2015 to 2017 with Chan Gailey. 40 years coaching, 10 years in the NFL. And then they bring in David Lee to be a consultant. Now, David Lee, essentially, he was a quarterback's coach. For us, he's just being a consultant. He started his NFL career in 2003 with the Dallas Cowboys as offensive quality control coach, kind of what he's doing now with us. Became a quarterback coach in 2005. He was with the Dolphins from 2008 to 2010 as our quarterbacks coach, worked with Chad Pennington. Then he went to Ole Miss, like I said. Then he was with the Jets 2013 to 2014, quarterback coach. Buffalo Bills 2015 to 2016. Cleveland Browns, and then he was with Memphis last year as their quarterbacks coach. And then there's still a coach that's needed. That hasn't been made. But those are the guys that are coming in. Now, Josh Moyer makes sense to go to DC, defensive coordinator. He was very good at finding no-name players and plugging them into the right positions and having them produce. So it really works, because prime example of that is the Miami Dolphins took Eric Rowe and they took him from corner and put him at safety. Now, I've had a few of you guys, when I talked about Eric Rowe, he was one of my surprises in my top 5 surprise players of the 2019 season. Some of you guys said he sucked. It's not necessarily true. If you look at the stats from Eric Rowe, he had 14 completions for 20 targets, 193 yards, and 2 touchdowns at corner. At safety, he had 24 completions for 45 targets and 227 yards. Get it out there, Doug. Come on. And no touchdowns. So it's a reduction of 16.7% completions and 4.61 yards per attempt, and from 10% touchdowns allowed to 0. So he did really good. He did really good going from corner to safety. So that makes sense. And like I said, it seemed like the move to take him from his position to defensive coordinator kind of was in the works. Like, I think that's the reason why they let Patrick Graham, all right, go, for the interview with the Giants. And if you come back, you come back. If not, you're not. And I think the fact that they offered Patrick Graham also the assistant head coach position is why he went there. So a lot of you guys want to know, like, what's going on? Is Brian Flores hard to work with? This, and that. I don't necessarily think it's Brian Flores is hard to work with. I think what Brian Flores is doing is he wants to build and he wants to put the best players and coaches around him. He wants to build a winning team. He wants to build a winning dynasty. And to do that, you have to find the right connection and the right coaches. Now, did he find those connections and coaches in some of his hires? I don't necessarily know. Now, this is the thing that bothers me, right? Josh Boyer's only 42. So that doesn't bother me. I'm interested in seeing him be our defensive coordinator, see how he does. Because like I said, I like what he did with Eric Rowe, Nick Needham, second as the secondaries coach and all that stuff. I liked what I saw from him. Robbie Brown, 39 years old, right? So those two guys, not bad. Quarterbacks coach, defensive coordinator, not too bad. It's Chan Gailey, Steve Marshall, and David Lee that I'm like, what are you doing? Now, I get Chan Gailey. He did producing. He kind of installed like the 5-wide spread set. One of the first offense coordinators to do it. He was pretty good. Like I said, with the Dolphins, I think we went 2-11 in 5 years with him as offense coordinator. He's 68. Steve Marshall, who's the offensive line coach bringing in, he's 63. And David Lee, who's going to be the consultant, is 66. Now, I'm a wait and see guy. I've always been a wait and see guy. I wait and see how these guys do before I judge them. But those are old coaches. I'm not saying old coaches can't get the job done. But your offense coordinator, like I said, is 68. Your offensive line coach is 63, and your consultant is 66. I don't know what Brian Flores is thinking if it happens. Again, sources say that these are the guys that are being brought in. Like, sources say that Josh Boyer is going to be the new defensive coordinator. Nothing is official. If you guys notice, no one has signed any contracts. The Miami Dolphins Twitter, the Miami Dolphins website, there has been no press conferences, no nothing. Just the sources saying. But when I'm looking at this, I don't understand. Chan Gailey, he could be something good. He can help. Again, Fitz has that connection with him, with the Jets and everything. And I think so does the quarterbacks coach. But I'm going to wait and see before I make any rash decisions and any rash judgments. But like I said, when the news first broke and sources say that Chan Gailey was going to be your new offensive coordinator, I didn't know if I liked it or not. And I'm still on the fence. I still want to see what these guys can do, and I still want to see what's going on with this whole situation. But as of right now, that's who left and that's who's in. Be sure to comment below. Let me know what you guys think. I want to know your guys' opinion. What do you guys think about the guys that we've brought in? What's your thoughts? I kind of already know what your guys' thoughts are on Chan Gailey. I saw a lot of you guys' comments on that video. Let me know what you guys' thoughts are on Josh Boyer. And then some, Steve Marshall, Robbie Brown, and David Lee. Comment below. Let me know. Also, comment below. I didn't talk about this. I tweeted about it, but I didn't really talk about it. That Luke Kuechly retired at the age of 28. Him, Chad Johnson, Barry Sanders, Patrick Willis, all retired at a very young age. So be sure to comment below. I honestly think the reason Luke Kuechly retired is because of the concussions, and I think he wants to take his mental health and he wants to take his future into consideration. And football's not the be-all, end-all. And I think that's the reason he retired. And a lot of people are talking about the fact of, the Hall of Fame taking that into consideration with putting these guys in, looking at the amount of that they've played, not necessarily their, accomplishments, but within the time. But yeah, just wanted to talk about that real quick. Luke Kuechly retiring. I good on him, because he's had a few concussions, and I think he needs to take care of himself mentally and physically, kind of like Andrew Luck did. But be sure to comment below, and I'm going to get to one of you guys' comments of the day. And this comment comes from J Money Harris, and he says, what's the deal with Jim Caldwell, though? Everything has been silent on him. Now, with Jim Caldwell, and this is I talked about this on the Entertainers channel. The Giants' new head coach, and even Brian Flores, like to keep things tight to their chest, and they like to keep things hush hush. Hush, 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 hush. No one needs to know our business except for us. So with Jim Caldwell, there's a lot of people that are saying things that are assumptions. There are a lot of people that are saying things that they don't even know. Like Armando Salguero, I think, tweeted something out, and a lot of people were like, you're speculating. You don't know this. And so no one really knows what's going on with Jim Caldwell. I would have liked him to be the offensive coordinator, but again, we don't know what's happening. We don't know if he'll stay as the assistant head coach. We don't know. There was talks about him getting an offense coordinator job on another team and even a head coaching job on another team. Seems like most of those jobs are filled up. So we don't know. We don't know what's happening. But as soon as something breaks, if he's with the team or not, like I said, I'll let you guys know. But I know a lot of you guys want to know what's going on with Jim Caldwell. No one knows. And that's what the Dolphins are doing. They're keeping everything really tight to the chest. That's why a lot of these sources are saying these signings are happening. Don't be surprised if maybe one or two of these don't happen and they go in another direction. All of a sudden they sign somebody else, maybe on an offensive coordinator or something, because a lot of people are speculating what's happening and we don't know because nothing's official. But thank you, J Money Harris, for the comment. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys were wondering about Jim Caldwell as well. But that is the video. Tomorrow I'm going to make my video. And, oh, wow, I'm so sorry. I forgot to give you guys the answer to the trivia question before comment of the day. I hope you guys are still watching. If you're still watching, here's your reward for watching. The 3 players entering 2018 season that have won Man of the Year are center Dwight Stevenson, quarterback Dan Marino, 1988. Stevenson was 85, and Jason Taylor in 2007. So hope you guys stuck around to check out this part of the video. Hope you got some of them right. I'm pretty sure you guys got Jason Taylor right, but I don't know if you knew about Dan Marino and Stevenson. But yeah, I think tomorrow I'm going to do my AFC NFC championship game prediction. I'm going to do a special little video, talk about who I think the Super Bowl is going to be and all that stuff that's going to be tomorrow. But other than that, be sure to follow me on Twitter. I tweet a lot. I interact with you guys a lot on Twitter. I interact with you guys a lot here, but I also do it a lot on Twitter. So be sure to go over there. That's where I get the breaking news, is Twitter. So if you want the news before I make a video, go over, follow me on Twitter. Other than that, check out the Bit Boys. Got a lot planned for 2020, like I say over and over again. So be sure to check that out. If you like gaming, if you like the comedy, if you like the humor that we have over there, it's not for everyone. But if you like it, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Other than that, give this video a thumbs up. Not only because you like the content, but because you like me giving you these types of videos, and you see what the Dolphins are doing. You see how they're constantly going to build something. They're not going to rest on their morals and be like, all right, well, we did this, this, and that. No, we need to constantly get better. That's what I see happening. So be sure to give this video a thumbs up. Also, check out DolphinsTalk.com. Very great site. Ton of Dolphin content over there. And be sure to hit that subscribe button. I got a lot planned. I'm going to break down each of the Dolphins' positions and talk about what I think is going to happen, who should stay, who should go. Got a lot planned. Prospect videos, mock drafts, more collabs with other Dolphin, even other NFL YouTubers. Got a lot planned, so be sure to hit that subscribe button. Other than that, I'll see you guys tomorrow with my breakdown of the AFC Championship game. NFC and NFC. It's either going to come out tomorrow or Saturday. But other than that, I will see you guys either tomorrow or Saturday. But like usual, stay classy. Fins up.